Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Okay, so it is a work night for me, even though it's still pretty much in the evening right now. Lisa and Kellan are already downstairs chilling. I think she's actually editing something that you guys might be getting ready to watch while watching something on YouTube. We'll consume so much YouTube that we really don't need cable at this point, but that's just how we do it. So, getting ready, got my clothes, and I'm gonna chill out a little bit, spend a little time with them before it's time to get ready and go. So what's going on with us right now is we are trying to sleep train Kellan, and the sleep training seems to be working to an extent, but it's very hard to hear him cry. It's also we're trying to do our version of the Ferber method. It's difficult to watch him on a monitor and crying and stuff and know when too much is too much and all of that. So that balance is a difficult thing. But we're also getting probably the best sleep that we've gotten since he was born, without any kind of exaggeration. Yeah, so there's balance in that. Lisa's going to be fighting that battle alone tonight, which is always going to be, nerve wracking because she's here on the front line and then I'm at work in the middle of that battle at work in the ER, but at the same time, like, thoughts are with her. And continue getting ready. Again, we're gonna see how tonight goes. Kellan's been doing really good with the night routine, even though it's rough with that, but the naps not so much. So we'll see how this works. To all the parents out there sleep training or that need to sleep train, I'm with you in spirit and in prayer, because man, it's not easy, and you don't know. A lot of parenting is like that. You don't know when too stern is too stern, and you don't know where the balance of you being too soft, and this is something that they do need to cry it out. It's a whole thing. Anyway, let me try to grab something to eat and get ready for my journey to work. Hopefully this 12 hours is not super crazy, but we'll see. I mean, one of the things that we always say as nurses is you can do it. It's only 12 hours. That's the best part about nursing, is the shift has to end at some point. So anyway, see you on the other side.
Okay, so real talk, I think this is something that parents don't talk about enough, but sleep training is difficult. Saw Dan talking about like going to work and like kind of leaving me alone tonight. So this is day 5 of starting the Ferber method again on him. We've done it before, or attempted to before, and we've just never been strong enough to like kind of make it through it. So this is actually day 5 of the Ferber method. According to, you could Google it. Some people said it could take 2 to 3 days. I was like, yeah, you don't know my kid. So this is day 5. He's still crying himself to sleep. But it's rough, And like I said, I don't think enough parents talk about it. They're just like, oh, I sleep trained. And that's it. But they don't really talk about the emotions behind it. It is, like I said, it can be more intense for the woman. It can be just different for the mother. And like I said, if I would have done this earlier, hardcore, I probably would have been like out of my mind. I have a friend of mine that she had to literally like go and sit in the garage while her husband did it, you know, for 2-3 hours, because it was just too much. And I understand. And she did it when her son was probably 6 months. So I think for me it was harder attempting it then. That's why I just couldn't do it. And obviously, you know, if you've been following us, you know that at that point when Kellan was 6 months, we were both working. Dan and I were both working back and forth. So we were only off 2 times a month together. So doing the Ferber method, to all the parents out there, all the single parents out there that did it themselves, I salute you, but it's not easy. And like I said, I think it's something that more people should talk about. And even with a partner, you know, it's difficult. To say that Dan and I did it without like bickering at each other. He asked me like, oh, are you sure we're supposed to do this way? And I was like, research it. You know, I've been reading how many articles and like going on YouTube and watching all these things. And yeah, so this is what happens. He kind of calms himself to sleep, and then he'll have like an outburst. Yeah, so every child is different. Every method is different. Every parent dynamic is different. So you could follow it by the book, or you can kind of be a little lenient here and there depending on your child. Like Kellan likes to like hug up and kiss, and you know, he is not in a toddler bed. Like there's no rails or anything on his bed. So if you go in there, you are running the risk of him jumping on you and holding on for dear life, which is what he did last night. And that was difficult for me, because I'm there telling Dan like, come on, let's go, get out of the get out of the room, run. And he was like, are you sure we can't, like, you know, because at some point it felt like he fell asleep and then he woke up again. And it was like, that was the question, like, can we reassure him and like hug him and kiss him and like spend a couple minutes with him in case it was a nightmare? Because you know, he's still young enough that he can't communicate like, oh, bad dream and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's stressful. And then, you know, like I said, because this is my night by myself, it's a little emotional, you know. It's not scary. It's not a scary emotion, but you know, you obviously hear him crying. It's not nice to hear it, and I'm a very, very sensitive person, so it gets me at my core, you know. I feel like I am punishing him, and I don't want him to think that I'm punishing him, you know. Today we kind of played in his room. We put him down for a nap and he refused to take a nap. So he was literally falling asleep. I went to change his diaper. He's falling asleep. I put him in the room. So I know he's tired. But yeah, this is the reality of sleep training a 2-year-old. And you have to kind of stick with it. If you keep going in there, it's more and more difficult. So the first night they want you to go in there, you know, after 3 minutes if they're still not sleeping, after 5 minutes, after 7 minutes. The next night they want you to do 7, 10 minutes, or 7 minutes, then 10 minutes after that, then 12 minutes after that. The third night they want you to do 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 17 minutes, and then by then he should be getting the routine. By the fourth night, they should just kind of, you know, be doing it. It's the fifth night for us, or for me, and he's still kind of winging it. So it's been about like 8 minutes or so. So I'm giving him some time. Dan read something today, and it said this minute intervals can go on to like an hour, 2 hours. By that time you need like a full like bottle of wine. or prayer or whatever, whatever you do to calm yourself, to recenter yourself, do it, because this is a lot. And like I said, he doesn't have any rails on his bed, so we have to pull up the door. And for me, I'm like, safety, I'm like, oh my god, something could happen. But I'm watching him on the monitor, and our camera, you can this is the infant optics. I think they have a pro now, but this, I don't know which infant optics. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description. But I can move it around, so I can kind of scan the room and make sure like he's not like flipping over the bed or something. Yeah, but I'll try to come back and tell you how long it took. But he definitely is tired because he didn't take a nap today, and I'm tired because I didn't take a nap today. But yeah, it's been a good day. And then Dan is off tomorrow. But again, to all the people sleep training, or to all the parents that have sleep trained already, comment below and tell us how you're surviving, if you're surviving, if you're preparing for it. Comment below. The crying hasn't ceased completely. So it's been about 25 minutes or so. 25, 30 minutes. The crying hasn't ceased. Yeah. He'll calm down and like, seems like sleep, and then he'll go again. So, yeah, it sounds like he'll calm down for minutes, and then he'll have a small outburst. So I'm literally trying to like hide in one area of the house and not walk around upstairs so he doesn't hear me. I think I'm gonna put a bottle of wine for real. Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick update and tell you how last night kind of turned out. So first and foremost, I survived. Second, I didn't have to get a drink of wine. He actually ended up continuing the on and off crying, calm down, looking around, but very like calm. He did that for another like 5 or 10 minutes, but in total, it took him about 40 minutes to fall asleep, which if you haven't done this before, it's probably like, you know, you're probably a little worried and saying that's a long time, but it really wasn't that bad of a time. And he is a stubborn kid. He gets it from me and Dan. So it's, you know, it depends on your kid, and our kid is one of those kids that kind of just like, oh, you gonna leave me in here? Okay. You're gonna hear my mouth. And like I said, he didn't take a nap yesterday, so I was expecting it to be like a little fuss, 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then fall asleep. But in total, it took 40 minutes. But he slept through the night again. So that was actually night 5 of the sleep training, and again he slept through the night. But yesterday he took no nap at all. But the day before, which was Thursday, he napped in the car. Like, he just kind of just knocked out, got really quiet, and then fell asleep. Didn't fuss or anything, just fell asleep, and he fell asleep without the pacifier. Thursday nap. But like I said, that was in the car, we were on the road. Friday, no nap. So I was expecting a shorter nap. And again, that was my expectation. So lesson to be learned to the parents that are considering sleep training, that are sleep training right now: read as much as you can read, but understand that your expectations of it lasting 2 to 3 days and they're sleep trained might not be that. You know, like I said, every kid is different. Every parent is different. So the dynamic that you and your partner have might not play out as easily as you think. So have your goals. Oh, I hope that it happens in 2 to 3 days, but expect up to 2 weeks. Like I said, I've read like dozens. Okay, I probably read dozens. I could comfortably say dozens of articles that are just like mommy vlogs, to journals, to actual like Ferber method like excerpts, to YouTube videos, and no one kind of expresses that. They're like, oh, 2 to 3 days, boom. But like there are the articles that you find, and they're saying it can take up to 2 weeks. They can do this twist around, roll around, cartwheel thing for 1 to 2 hours. So but those articles are kind of hard to find. You know, the truth of it all is kind of hard to find. A lot of people are just like, oh, Ferber method. It was like one night I trained my kid, and it was like over and done with. And it was like, okay, your kid is just one of those kids. My kid isn't. And understand that. And sometimes you might not realize that your kid is going to be one of those kids until it happens. But learn and expect that it might not fall into those rules like with us. Night number 6, I was sleep training. Knowing my kid, I'm going to sleep train for 2 weeks and then see how he continues with that. That's just like I said, the kid we have, I'm gonna push and say that we're sleep training for 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks we're not gonna do anything that's like he's calling me. Within those 2 weeks, I'm not going to do anything that's like out of the ordinary. We're going to let him lead when it comes to the naps. I'm not going to really force him to. I'm going to read his body language, and if I need to put him down, I'll put him down. But for the nighttime routine, we're going to plan for 2 weeks, because I know the kid I have. I'm going to say we're going to sleep train for 2 weeks. We're going to sleep train for 2 weeks. So within those 2 weeks, we're not going to go on vacation and go stay at a hotel. We're not going to, I'm going to sleep from my friend's house, with him. No, we're going to stick to his routine, his room, his environment, play his little monkey music machine thing, and just stick with that. So training for 2 weeks. I'll continue to update you. Thank you for joining and watching, but this is the real deal of Dan and I going through sleep training, and then as one parent is away for the night, how one parent deals with the sleep training routine, because again, it's a routine. When you're sleep training, you have to be consistent, because they know it. They're like, they're gonna break, and he knows that I'm usually the one that will break. So good job, Mom. You stuck with your consistency. Good job, Dad, because he continued to support me through the night. That's why I didn't have to have a drink, because he kept calling me and making sure I was okay while Kellan was locked up in his room fussing and complaining. That's it. Peace, love, and happiness.
Love, I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all.